I got to pay this bill at this time, this bill at this, instead of having complete faith and trusting my spirit. That's when this life actually became real. Before now, because I had a job, I wasn't there yet. Do you see what I'm saying? But now it's like, because I'm trusting my spirit and moving in the direction I'm supposed to, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in there. And the number 8 is super significant. Super significant. So you see what I'm saying? It's just about trusting and believing what you feel on your inside. We're going to finish these last couple parts right here about what emotions do to us, and then we're going to talk about our body just a little bit. Negative emotions can create chronic stress, all right? That means non-stop stress, never-ending stress, all right? What's going to happen when I am under chronic stress? My hormones are out of balance, all right? My brain chemicals are being depleted, okay, because it's overworking. When I'm under stress, my brain is working extremely hard. So my brain chemicals are going to be depleted, all right? The only way that I fix these things are to fix my emotions first, okay? If I'm always sad, it doesn't matter if I eat good and I run around every day, my body's not going to be okay. If I don't choose happiness and peace in my mind before I start any other journey, the journey is not going to feel good.
You heard my sermon Sunday, didn't you?
Oh man, in the spirit realm. In the spirit. Like we're saying, the negative emotions damage our immune system. So we don't sit and think about the life that we have. God is trying to show us all the time himself through us. So he's saying you have the power to do every single thing that you desire to do if you believe. So it starts with my mind. And then he's like, okay, your health is super important. So what are you going to do with your body? My mind, body, and your soul is the collector of it all. All of this is happening at the same time. Positive emotions are what are going to trigger the positive responses. So we were just saying, I'm sitting down, I have a cold, I feel weak. I feel like I want to rest. I want to just lay down and do nothing. This is the mindset. Do you hear what I'm saying? My mindset is doing this, not my body. My mindset is doing it to my body. My mindset is doing it to my body. So now, when I go on the positive side, I can lower my blood pressure from being happy and feeling joy. Lower my blood pressure. I can reduce the risk for heart disease. So in our community, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, about the way that our diet is set up, and that's not from our choosing. It's just we live in America and this is how things are set up right now. But when you are positive in your mind, your body has to respond, and our heart is what's going to feel everything. Our heart feels everything. So when I'm happy and I'm sad and I'm angry and my heart is the first one that feels what my mind is saying, and that's what gives off the rest of these responses. So like we were just saying, I'm super happy, I'm thinking that, my heart starts beating happy. So then my body starts to feel happy. Do you see what I'm saying? If I'm sitting here and I'm saying I'm sick, if I say, oh my goodness, if I ever say out loud, I am sick, if I say these words to myself,
You're sick. You become
destroyed.
sick.
How many people do we know personally where they have just been dealing with an illness? They would just be dealing with an illness, and then one day they said, this is cancer. And the person died within a matter of seconds. Because what do we think when we hear cancer? Versus every day I was just moving around with this same illness. But when I chose to believe I have cancer, I just died. This is what I mean by our mindset. If we just went through our life and nobody told us what an illness was, we can't see the germs. So when they're saying COVID is out, I can't see any germs. So my mindset is saying, what? There's something out to get me. There's something I can't see that is out here trying to get me. So I don't live a comfortable life. That's what was happening during COVID. I can't see God, but I trust him. Do I trust him more than I trust some germs on the loose? I do. So that's how we should have been moving. It was a huge
That's
test
right.
for the whole world. Where's your faith?
That's
In medicine, or is it in God? That was the beginning of the test of what's happening right now. There's a huge urge in all of our spirits right now to get healthy. That's because of God. He's trying to show us something. There's going to be, if we're going to act like that when we can't see something, where's our faith going to be when something else happens that we can see?
Amen.
There's war all the time. There's chaos all the time. If I am not okay within myself and know that God has me, no matter the situation, then I'm always just going to be susceptible to what the news says instead of what did God say? What did God say? So like we were saying, lowering my blood pressure, reduce heart disease, easier to manage my weight. This is super, super huge. Me and Pastor Ed are only 2 men in here. But for women, when your mind is in a stressful place, it is 10 times harder to lose the weight that you have on. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's harder for you to lose your weight when you are stressing. For men, it's just because of how things are set up. We constantly put ourselves under pressure. What do I mean? The mindsets that are created for a man of you have to do this to receive love. You have to do this to provide for your family. These things put us under constant pressure when it's not always the same both ways. But then also when you see in our community, single mothers, they have more weight than a mother with a husband. Do you see what I'm saying? That's in our community, and we can see these things because she's not as stressed. But the one that's being the mother and the father, she is stressed. Do you see what I'm saying? That's littered through our community, where we're seeing this with our women, but it's because of the stress that's being placed on them, trying to be 2 roles instead of just being 1 role.
So does it help to understand I'm gonna call it process C's, more than one process. So knowing, you understand your body,
Yes.
understanding the environment you live in, and then understanding what is the undertaking that it's gonna take for you to get healthy or get more positive
Yes.
results from your life.
It's a process of developing new processes.
It's because when you have a cold, you feel it, but you don't wanna state it,
Yes.
but you don't wanna mask it either. I guess my thought is that you wanna take a direct approach to dealing with the positive side of the cold, and understanding that the cold, your body just got affected by something or with something, and your spirit has to eliminate it, get it
Yes.
out, get rid of
Yes.
it. But then it means that you have to understand your body
Mm-hmm.
well enough to know to engage that part of you.
Yes. Yes, I agree. That's why it's so important to have a real relationship with your spirit.
Mhm.
Because if, like you said, if I do get a cold, all these symptoms are telling me there's something going on. So then I sit with myself and say, what is going on? Is there anything stressing me? How have I been eating? And we'll talk about that tomorrow, why certain things will happen when I eat certain foods. But it's like, if we don't get in a real relationship with ourselves, it's going to be extremely hard for us to do any of the stuff that we're talking about right now. If I don't sit with myself today, not one day, today, if I don't sit with myself today and say, I can be better, and start to make one change, then it's going to start to snowball.
Mhm.
Just like we want everything so fast. But just as many days where I was treating my body bad, I have to do the same thing to get myself out of that hole.
Mhm.
It's like we don't want to accept that it's going to be sometimes challenging, sometimes hard. But like we're saying, the relationship with myself is what is going to keep me balanced through everything, through sickness, through happiness, through pain, through joy. All these things is my personal relationship with myself. So a man thinketh, so he is.
Mhm.
So a man thinketh, so he is. We think about it, but we don't think about it enough. We don't think about it to the extent of every single thought that I have manifests the life that I have. When we start to view it like that, then we start to be more attentive and aware of what we're thinking instead of just going through the day, instead of just going with the flow. Because a lot of us just get caught in that. Okay, I'm going to work. When I get back, I got to feed the kids. After that, I got to do this. And then I'm going to go to sleep and start and do it again. Make a plan. Even if I do have to go to work every single day. Anytime because I was just working at a high school, anytime I had time to do anything for the factory, I was doing it. Because that was my way, to freedom. To my spiritual freedom. So even if they're like, okay, I need you to do this, I'm going to go and do what they need me to do, and then boom, I'm right back on the computer. They'll be like, Coach Z, you never take a break. I don't have time for a break. Do you see what I'm saying? How serious was I? How serious are we all about the change that we desire? We have to make it that way. Because there's so many people in my generation that want to not have to work for 20, 30, 40 years to have retirement. They want to be free now. So what's about to happen? The same thing that's happening in my spirit is the same thing that's happening in the kids my age and under. It's like, we want to be free. So what has to happen first is we have to control our mind, get it back aligned with our spirit so we can see our way out. Because if we don't.
So Zach, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. But
It's okay.
you hit me. So to be free as a young person means without any obligatory concerns, free or
To be free meaning I control my time,
Mhm.
so that means I control my life. So if every single day for 40 years I'm giving you 8 hours, what just happened to my life?
Lost it.
There we go. So my generation is aware of these things. So 2 generations ago, we were fighting for the opportunity to get,
A job.
yes, you see what I'm saying? Right, to get a job.
Yeah.
Now, our battle is something totally different because we're like, man, to get a job is to give my life. But to create a job is to create my life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for example, people that are these millionaires and billionaires, they had to first have the desire to say, I am not going to work for anyone else. Despite how hard it is to live uncomfortable, let's say I live uncomfortable for 3 years, but then my family's history has changed for the next 300 because I just had to choose, I'm gonna go through it for 3 years. That's nothing. But we get so consumed with ourselves that we don't see bigger. We don't see better. Just by me right now making this decision at 25 to say, this is what I'm gonna do is follow my spirit. My children are gonna grow up and they're gonna know what? Be yourself, that's the key. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that from watching them. Okay, she found a way to be herself. Even in her job, she found a way to be herself. How do I find a way to be myself and create my own income, create my own living? Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what is happening with my generation. Not that we want to be free from obligation, but we don't want to be controlled. That's what we're saying. Yes, by the obligation. Where it's like I have to go to work to pay my bills, but my life is my job. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how we need to switch it. What is my purpose? That's what I need to bring out to play to make my income.
Mm-hmm.
So I played sports and all these things, and that was the beginning of all of this. But God showed me, okay, this is the position that you're supposed to be in this space. So once I see that, then I just go and have faith. Why does it seem easier right now for me? Is because I grew up in faith. There's so many people around me that didn't grow up in faith, so it's harder for them to get the idea of what I'm saying and see how it all connects. But literally it's just creating the best environment for yourself to succeed. You don't have to have a 9 to 5 if you create the drive, number one, inside of you to create the same income, to create the same freedom. Like we said, I don't want to give my time because that's my life. Next thing.
So I can quit worrying about young people.
Huh?
So I can stop worrying about it.
Nah, keep praying. Keep praying. Keep praying. Okay, now we're gonna go down to our God body. Okay, this is probably my favorite thing to talk about because we act so oblivious to the fact of what God has given us with this body. Okay, so let's say right now, well, we'll just use this example. So I'm taking this water right now. I just drink the water, right? What happened to the water?
You consume it.
I consume the water, yes, right? Everything that I need from the water, my body turns it into my body. What do I mean? All the food that I eat, everything that I drink becomes my physical flesh. Everything that I don't need, my body gets rid of. That's the number one fact of, wow, look at my God body. I'm gonna keep doing these things where we just think they're so simple, but it's God in action. I can take anything because tomorrow we're talking about how there's nutrients and energy in all food, but there's certain foods that we need to eat to be at the best ability possible. If I am, what was I about to say? If I am, I lost my train of thought. There we go, thank you so much. When I consume these things, we think that they're natural processes happening, but we have to see God. We have to see God. Like we just said, I'm eating these things. I can eat anything and then it become my body. But if I eat my fruits and vegetables, then my body's better. Do you see what I'm saying? If I ate McDonald's every single day for a week versus eating a salad every single day for a week, we see the response. If you went right now and I gave you some candy versus I gave you a banana, in 15 to 30 minutes, the piece of sugar is gonna have you dozing off. In 15 to 30 minutes, the banana is gonna have you ready to do an activity, feeling energized. Do you see what I'm saying? So you see instantly what we're supposed to eat and what we're not supposed to eat. But we gotta see, number one, God has the ability already placed inside us for me to take what I need out of the food and get rid of the rest. That's the number one God action I want us to see. Number two, if I gotta cut right now, what is my God body going to do? Close itself, create a scab that leads to a scar. That's not magical to you?
Yes.
We just see it every day as something normal. But this is magical, the body that I have been blessed with from God. The thing is, we have to take care of this body so that way it can be at optimal performance. Do you see what I'm saying? If I want to do a lot for God and do a lot for myself and my family, how can I do that if I'm not healthy? There's no way. So we have to pay attention to our health, number one. All right? Again, if I cut myself right now, I'm going to grow a scab. Okay? A second ago, I just did the spirit where you can see, I say my name out loud and then I say it within myself. My spiritual body is working all the time so my physical body can be okay. So there's so many things, so many times where you put substances in your body that you shouldn't intake, and your body has a reaction. Do you see what I'm saying? Let's get specific to that. I used to be allergic to so many different things when I was younger. Let's say I ate some peanuts. My body would then react to what I just ingested. Okay, what I want everybody to start, we're gonna, from today through the end of this week, we're gonna do a food journal. Okay, a food journal. You write down on the left side, what did you eat? And on the right side, you write down the reaction or response. When I ate this food, did I have any pains within the next 12 hours from this meal? Do you see what I'm saying? Even if I wrote down everything I ate today and how I wake up in the morning, you could do it just like that, because some of us have already eaten Some of us may not have. I haven't eaten yet. But if you guys have already eaten, write that down and then write down the response your body is having. This is gonna start to show you early signs of what do I need to put in my body and what do I not. I was doing the same thing when I was going through this stuff with my skin. I started to see cheese, pork, beef, these things, also fried foods, they elicit a reaction in my body where I feel dry. But it's because of the substances that I'm intaking. As soon as I stop intaking these things, my body gets better. So the same thing can happen for all of us. And it's not gonna be the same thing like maybe Pastor Head can eat some pork and he'd be fine. Or maybe he can eat something that I can't eat. But that's why we need to be specific and intentional for ourselves. You don't need to go and look online and look up a diet because this is just in general terms. This is just speaking in general. If I went to the doctor right now, me and my grandma, we both walk in with high blood pressure, we're gonna get the same medicine. Do you see what I'm saying? High blood pressure medicine. This is because what we were just saying. We gotta get down to what's really causing these issues, or we're just gonna be supplementing the symptoms forever. There's an issue that's causing the symptoms. When I go take medicine, they're healing the symptoms, never the issue. Do you guys see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm always searching for something to make this ache or pain go away, instead of me looking and saying, this is actually what's causing the ache and pain. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, we're gonna keep going down. The name of God. Okay, the name of God. If anybody heard the name Allah be used for God? Okay, this is just another language, but I want everyone to write down right now Allah. A-L-L-A-H. The first A is gonna stand for arm. It's gonna keep going. L's, leg, leg. Then I'm gonna go back to the A, arm, and then the H is my head. Allah. A L-L-A-H. The first one is for arm. Both L's are for leg. The other A is for my arm, and then the last H is for my head. So now, why did I do that? Is because, again, this is my God body. The more that I just listen to what people say, and the less that I listen to what I'm actually saying on my insides, the more of a struggle I'm gonna have. I have to, starting today, start to listen to my spirit. Listen to my spirit. There's multiple times where I'll have conversations with people, and wow, that's funny, because it just happened today. I have a conversation with someone, and God is already telling their spirit the answer. We look for confirmation outside of ourselves a lot of the time, but we know innately what God is telling us to do.
But we don't trust it.
That's the mind. And the problem is, it's not even that we don't trust it, we just question how. So, if we, and the way to eliminate how am I here? God. None of us saw ourselves be born, and none of us will see ourselves die. God is how. Why is the only thing I need to be concerned with the whole time I'm alive? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Because how is God is going to get it done? How did I wake up today? How are humans here? This is God. Do you see what I'm saying? So when I release the how did anything happen? God, my how is already solved. When I wake up in the morning and I'm sitting there and I say I'm going to do this, it doesn't matter about how. Just continue to go. When God drops an idea, start to go. Start to make it manifest. With everything that you already have at your availability, and then every single thing that you don't have, He will deliver. You see what I'm saying?
And that deliverance is so that you can continue spiritually. Sometimes I use the analogy of a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
God manufactured, put something there to help you carry out the mission
Yes.
that He's put you on,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know it's coming. We call it miracles,
Yes.
whatever. But He got it in the plan that He know you don't have this. He knows it's not there, but on your journey, He presents it so that you can continue the spiritual journey without
Yes.
question.
Yes. So I'm gonna keep using the example of me and you. I have been planning since the end of last year to do things like this. So God is saying, don't worry about how, worry about why. So then when we're sitting there, it's already prepared. So God is saying, because we don't realize every single thing is a miracle, when we get to what we feel like when you get to the point where you feel like you're getting a miracle, it's the confirmation or the fuel to get you to the next place, like you're just saying. For me to sit with myself last year and say, I want to do this, and then today, I'm sitting in a room like this, this is the perfect example of what you're saying. When you see these miracles happen, because there's no way I could have got all of y'all in the room without this happening. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the miracle that I'm seeing. Then you start to see everything is just like this. When I commit to saying, make the plan, the place is already there for it. It's already made. The path is already laid. We were just talking about Allah, the arm, leg, head, okay? God is His name, and it can translate into your body. So we see the connection from the very beginning, my mind, body, soul, all the way to God's name literally is how my body is separated. Okay, you guys follow. We talked about the miracles that we see with our body all the time. Me transforming the food that I have into my physical flesh, and everything else I don't need, I get rid of. So simply put, people say you are what you eat, but that's literal. Like, my flesh is made of everything that I eat. My body is made of everything that I eat. So that's a very literal statement. Then we talked about the ability to heal. So when you see how God works on the small scale, like we said, a cut, all the way to the biggest scale possible when we're going against diseases that should take our life. Oftentimes it'll come, because God just showed me this in a situation. God was saying, because we don't pay attention to our health, He has to make us aware. So it's like sometimes we feel like things are a punishment, but God is just trying to make you aware. He's not trying to punish you for anything. He's saying, okay, because you have not paid attention to your health for 5.5 years, today is the day where we're gonna have a test. Do you see what I'm saying? If I had a bucket sitting right here, and I put some Coca-Cola in there, some Sprite, and I start mixing up all these substances, in a week time, this is gonna have mold, bugs are gonna be trying to eat it. If I had the same tube full of water, the water is fine. This is what I'm talking about is happening inside of me. The decay of these things are causing the same reaction inside of my body. So that's why I feel weak. That's why I feel hurt pain and aches, all these different things when I'm filling my body up with all these substances I shouldn't, versus me filling my body up with the things that I should. What God will often do is, this is a severe case of it. Severe case. God wants you to stop eating certain things, so He makes it where, boom, you get sick, and then you have to for 2 to 3 days? Fast. God is like, I'm trying to get your attention to make you fast, but now I gotta make you're about to eat this food, you're gonna throw up. And I'm gonna make it so you don't even want to eat any food for 2 to 3 days so you can just heal. Do you see what I'm saying? He's saying just fast. That's all God is saying. When any of us start first feeling a sickness, fast. If you just right then, my nose is running when I woke up, 12 hours fast. Let your body work. We just said when I get a cut, it's working. it's working on the things that are messed up on the inside as well. So we have to be conscious about that. We have to say, the first thing I need to do is fast. As soon as I feel an illness or a sickness, the first thing I need to do is go fast. After that, then we can figure out the ifs, ands, or buts. But the first thing is, I am probably consuming way too much food. Most of the stuff that we eat, fried and with cheese. If I'm consuming these things all the time, of course. Like I just said, if I just mashed all that food up and put it in a bucket and then you see what's gonna happen. We don't think about it because we're not viewing my stomach as that's what's having to do with all this. But when I eat better, I drink better, all these things, then there's a better reaction in my body for my body. I'm gonna just do a quick recap. And then after that, if we have any questions, the floor is gonna be open. Stay out of the 80%. So be positive more than you are negative. As soon as you catch the negative thoughts, replace them with positivity. Okay? Remember, every day you wake up, it's about why I'm doing what I'm doing. The how is already figured out. Why am I doing what I'm doing? The how is already solved. Then, number 3, my mental language dictates my body language. All right, my mental language dictates my body language. Also, tomorrow we'll be talking about the healing powers of food. Okay, I got some really good information on that. I don't want to start even messing with it because if I do, I'm gonna just start getting into it ahead of time. So tomorrow we'll be talking about the healing powers of foods and the benefits of eating the right foods versus just eating anything. All right? And then also I feel like for all of us, when we have the better knowledge, better information, better details, we can easily make better decisions. But as long as we don't know, we're always going to be in a position of not knowing. So
We do hit and miss for our entire lives.
so what?
We have a hit or miss kind of lifestyle.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be like that because there's things that I still like, even I'm conscious of, and I still do. Like I don't need to eat a lot of cheese, and sometimes I'll be out to eat with my whole family, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm just about to have to do this, and I know you see what I'm saying? The response that I have to have. So it's like, if I am gonna eat some cheese, I know as soon as I wake up, I need to exercise. You see what I'm saying? I need to get my blood flowing. I need to get my heart going. I need to instantly, the first thing I eat the next day needs to be something that has, like we're gonna talk about tomorrow, H3O. That's only found in fruits and vegetables. H2O is this water right here. You see what I'm saying? So it's like all these different things are going to help us be better. Help us be better. Now, anyone have any questions?
I don't have any questions, but I think the mindset of it all is the basic, and I think having a strong connection with God and not dismissing the spirit that's talking to you. And sometimes I'm trying to decide, is that devil talking or is that God talking?
Right.
And gets all confused with it, because there is a scripture that says he's given us everything pertaining to life and godliness.
Yes.
So he is there. It's just having to process it and transforming myself
Yes.
to know that he is him talking, and quit questioning it
Yes.
so much.
Definitely.
That's
I
good.
agree.
So it was very good.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I learned
This was
something.
awesome.
Thank
Yes.
Very
Very
good.
good.
Thank you. I was about to say, we're all good for today then.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Good job, good job.
Can we do a prayer before we leave?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Eternal God, we are thankful for the wisdom, the knowledge that you allowed Zachary to possess and to share with us today. And we know, God, that we are the better for it. And we just employ your spirit and our spirit, and we continue to learn and glean from your wisdom and knowledge through this awesome young man. God, thank you for his family. Thank you for them growing and teaching and nurturing him to the young man that he has become. But then more importantly, God, thank you for them training him to hear your voice and to respond accordingly. So we ask again, you bless our church, God, bless our people. Those that would come and hear tomorrow, God, we ask that you will endow with that wisdom for self-assuredness and positive lives, that they continue to live out the verdant lives that you call them to become. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name, and we'll say amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Zach.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
Oh, it was a push.